Hey, what is up there, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are having a lovely week as always. And anyways, guys, let's jump straight to it. Okay, so if you started investing in the stock market and whatnot, or have been for a while already, then you might have noticed that you need to figure out some type of strategy, okay? And you need to figure out what kind of, investor or trader you are in order to help you determine, the best way for you to put your money in and get your money's worth well put out of it, okay? So on this board real quick, I just made a quick little checklist real quick on the difference between a trader and an investor, okay? Now, some of you might have thought they were the same thing, but they really actually aren't, okay? So I'm about to break it down real quick and explain to you why. But let's start again. But first, let's start with the investor. Now, when it comes to being an investor in the stock market, you got to think long term, okay? An investor has the mentality of thinking, in the long run, okay? We're not thinking what could happen in the next month or 2 months or 6 months, We're thinking way ahead of that time, okay? When we're doing our research on our companies to invest with, we're thinking ahead 5 to 10 years from now, okay? I'm talking about you just put money into these companies and you just let it sit there for the next 5 to 10 years, okay? That's how an investor puts their money, okay? Again, long term. This ain't, a quick buck. This is big money down the road. Now, another point, no charts. Okay, and what I mean by this is you probably seen on, I don't know, Wall Street on the news or the internet or wherever, or movies for a matter of fact, they have all these big graphs and charts, constantly watching them and stuff. Now, as an investor, if you're thinking 5 to 10 years, you don't need to be, on your apps or on the computers watching what your company is doing all day, okay? If you're thinking years ahead, you're not even worried about this, okay? You don't need to worry about any of these things at all. Maybe just to check every once in a while to keep up to date, but otherwise, you don't need to be checking these. Now, the risk with being an investor, when you do your research right and correctly, you're more than guaranteed to lower and minimize all, if any, risk at all. You're guaranteed to minimize almost any risk if done properly, okay? That's why it is really important to research your companies that you're investing with. So again, investor. Now, as a trader, there's a whole difference when it comes to trading, guys, okay? As a day trader, I guess I can say specifically, you're thinking more of what can happen in the next second, okay? You're thinking what could happen today, the next minute, next hour, or next week, or whatever, okay? You're thinking more, right now, okay? So you're obviously going to be checking, the screens all day, okay? You're going to be on your phone more. You're going to be studying the chart, the way the graphs are moving, You're going to be more constantly focused on those. And I mean, if you have the time and money for it, then go for it, okay? You're more than welcome. And be careful, okay? Because just as fast as you can get your money, it could easily be as fast as losing it also, okay? And that's the risk on this one too. You have a higher risk when you come to day trading simply because anything can happen at that day, okay? I mean, I've seen some stocks that go, and this is mainly penny stocks that these guys are trading, okay? When you're talking long-term companies, you're not really day trading those, more penny stocks. And I've seen companies, they go from like 20 cents to 34 cents in one day. Now, that may not seem like much for you or, for the average person, but when you're investing like $20,000, $30,000 into these things, it makes a huge difference. And those gains are big, but the same for the losses also, okay? So that's why I say be very careful when doing, when you're out there day trading. And basically, you're just speculating also, I mean, you can do your research as much as you want, but at the same time, I mean, there's no really 100% or even close to that guaranteed on you making your money also. But these are just three quick, differences I decided to do on these two things because most people get them confused that trading and investing is the same thing when essentially they're not, okay? Now, also another thing I didn't write on here as a trader is you do need at least maybe, I think like $25,000 into any brokerage account in order to actually start day trading without any limitation also. So it's important to also note that. So most of the time you won't even be day trading for the average person, you know. Now, me personally, I'm more of an investor type, okay? My portfolio is based around companies I know will be doing good, you know, in the next 5 to 10 years. So I literally just put my money in there and it's just sitting in there, you know. I don't need to be constantly checking out my apps or anything like that to see how it's performing. Now I check them out maybe once or twice during the week, you know, just to see how they're doing. I keep, you know, check on how they're performing, you know, as far as a company, you know, and just on any news I might hear from that company also. So again, I'm not over there, you know, all day watching my phone, worrying about if it's gonna go up a penny or not, okay? Now, as for trading, I mean, there's probably like 2 stocks that I decided to trade when I first started investing, but at the same time, I just don't have the time for it, you know? Now, some people may have the time to do this, and if you don't, that's fine. As long as you're building a solid portfolio with investing, I mean, you'll be okay. And honestly, you probably make more money that way, simply because it's a lower risk and you're doing your proper research also at the same time. But anyways, guys, that'll wrap it up for today. If you have any questions on anything I mentioned above or anything in particular, let me know down in the comments, you know. And as always, guys, just either hit that like button, you know, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on there also, you know, so you're notified whenever I start uploading more videos. I try to upload at least 2 to 3 times a week constantly, so be sure to subscribe for those, guys. And also let me know what you think, you know. Are you a day trader or are you an investor, you know? Or are you doing both, you know? Some people do both. That's perfectly fine also. Nothing wrong with that. But as always, guys, I'll catch you on to the next video.